Hi there, today I'm unboxing a Wi-Fi IP camera. So this is a camera with a bit of a twist. So it's actually a floodlight with a PIR and has a hidden camera built in. So quite an interesting concept there. So let's have a look at the packaging. It's by a company called ENER-J. It's very nice glossy packaging, very professional. Let's have a look at some of the info on there. So looks like it comes with 2 spotlights, so 20 watts with 1600 lumens, indoor and outdoor Wi-Fi IP camera with LED floodlight. Basic details there. You can put in a storage card up to 64 gig, two-way audio, that's quite interesting, and live streaming to your mobile, and push alerts to your device. Sounds really good. Okay, so turn it around, have a look at the other ends. There you go. Okay, let's open it up and see what we get in the packaging. Okay, a CD, first of all, put that there. Got some instructions here, a user manual. So looks like it's all in English, so that's great. Some foam, just protecting it. Okay, we've got an Ethernet cable. Okay, a rubber pad, which has one sticky end. Looks like some fixtures. And the actual camera itself. Put that to the side initially. Got a Wi-Fi antenna on there. Got some fixtures to seal the actual cable. And a power adapter. Okay, nothing else in there. Okay, so I've laid everything you get in the packaging out. Let's go through each of the items. So the actual power adapter itself, just to show power usage on there. So output is 12 volts, 2 amps. Thin cable, no big deal. Sort of standard sort of adapter you get. Put that there. Okay, looks like fixtures for the actual camera, just to fit it onto the wall it seems. We'll have a look at that in a second. And as well as that, I guess you get some additional screws and some raw plugs, which is always good to have. Okay, the actual sealing for the cable. So this is an interesting one. So I've seen this sort of thing before with IP cameras, and it's normally quite tricky to put them over this. So let's have a look. So this is the actual Ethernet cable you get with a product. Let's open that up as well. So in theory, this should go into that. So let me have a play about in a bit, see if I can get it over. The idea being, this sort of plugs in to there. So let's put that aside. Okay, and then we've got a Wi-Fi aerial. Seems it probably connects onto the actual camera, so you can have Wi-Fi or Ethernet, it seems. That's always good. And then the actual pad itself, I guess, holding the camera. You can fix it in place, and I guess put this to sort of seal it up. At a quick guess. Okay, so the actual IP camera itself. So I wasn't too sure what to expect with this one, as I've never seen any products like this before. So 2 actual floodlights there, and the actual PIR is here. Build wise, it feels very solid, very good construction, and it looks like it's got locking mechanisms as well. So okay, that's really good. So you can put these floodlights in whatever position you want, you know, quite adjustable, easily adjustable. And then you've got these locking nuts at the end. If you go quite tight, you shouldn't easily move. So that's good. Looks like a speaker on there, or maybe even a microphone. and that could be the microphone there, and the actual camera on there, and the PIR. Really nice build quality, I have to admit. Okay, and the actual aerial itself, you can sort of, I guess, just put it on there. And really that's it. Now the actual cable on the end of it, 3 points on there, quite chunky really, I guess. So one's for the power, one's for the Ethernet, and one with a cover on there must be a reset. So if you hold on to that, it resets the configuration. Okay, so also I want to show you the actual dimensions of the product, which is always good to know, because in one respect it does look quite large, but obviously that's because of a lot of the tech that's built into it. So to give you an idea, each of these floodlights are around, I'd say approximately 12.5 centimeters by, say, 7 centimeters. So that's each of these. And if you put into consideration how much it sticks out from a wall, I guess you can bend it down, but still it does stick out quite a bit. So around 16.5 centimeters, and the actual PIR quite chunky as well. So 8 centimeters by around, I'd say approximately 6.5. Width wise, we're talking about 7 centimeters. So yeah, fair size to it. Not surprising really, considering what you've got in there. One of the challenges with this one would be actually the cabling. I guess what you could do is have a waterproof box at the side, so you'd mount it in a way where you'd get this coming out here, so you've got a notch here, and then have that going into a box, a waterproof box, and then in there you could actually connect everything up, so you don't have to drill a big chunky hole into your wall. Okay, just to show how you'd actually install this. So you've got this bracket, and on either side you just drill holes and obviously mount it on the wall like so. You've got an earthing connector there if you needed to do that, and then on the back of the actual camera you've got a hole where you can just fit that straight on, and then one of the screws, it has a hole on the back and it just fits straight on there, and you can just tighten it like so, and then it just stays in place. So quite easy to mount. Okay, so another thing to show on the security camera is the bottom of the PIR. So it's got a rubber cover over it. So now what that actually holds is a micro SD card. So I've got one here. It doesn't come with one, which is a shame. It'd be nice if it came with one, but luckily I've got a spare one here, and you can just push it in and it just clips it in place, and you can just put the cover over. Okay, so now you've seen all the bits and pieces you get with the security camera. Let's install the app and get this set up. So first of all, on the box you'll see a QR code just there. So let me get my phone ready and we'll scan that in. So just there. Yep, it's got it. Let's put this down. Okay, takes you to the Play Store, and that's the app you need to install. So ISMC. Okay, accept that. Okay, let's open that now, it's installed. So first of all, what I can see is there's no registration required on this. So we need to add the device. So next thing we're going to do is just connect the security camera up. So if you look on the connections you have, one is the Ethernet port, and they've put some rubber over it. So this just sort of pops off quite easily. Just show you that one more time. You can literally just put your nail in and just pull it off. Okay, And I've got a Ethernet point just here. Let me connect that in, just like so. And then I've got the power adapter, and I'll plug one end in there. And I'll plug the other end in. So it's been plugged in now. Let me just turn the camera a little bit to the side. Give it a moment to start up. Okay, so let's add the security camera onto the device. So if I click add device here, there's different options, but let's go for scanning device 2-dimension code. So if I click on that, there's actually a QR code behind here. So let me just do that off camera just for a moment. Okay, it's found it. I'm just going to put it down there, and I'll just click done on the camera. So looks like it's found the camera and it's online. It says the password's empty. So if we click there, so there's a couple of things to note. Obviously it expects you to use a slightly different username to make sure it's sort of secure. So what I'll do, I'll just put 1 in there, and for the password I can just put in camera 1. Ooh. Spell that right, camera 1, and done. Okay, that's on. Let's see if we can go into the settings. Just give it a moment. Still not online, it's connecting now. Okay, so I'm getting do not have permission to perform this operation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just power the device off for a moment and then power it back on again by just plugging it in. So I want to go into the settings as well to show this. Okay, it's jumped onto the camera. Let me just come out of there for a moment. Excellent, so I can go into the settings. So it's correctly set up now. Okay, to just show you some options now you get in there. So let's click on the gear option here and we'll go through some of these. So Wi-Fi, so you can actually connect it to your Wi-Fi. Obviously the antenna's on there. So if I go there, I can pick a Wi-Fi, type in the password and obviously connect to it. FTP settings, this is quite a cool one. So if you've got an FTP server, you can get it to upload pictures to it. User settings, obviously the details I already put in. Alarm settings, so quite an interesting option here. If there's some activity, you can get it to actually send you a push notification, and by default that's what it's set to. So that's what you have there. So if I sort of go like this a few times, there you go, push notifications come through straight away. And you can see live picture. So if I put my hand over it, it's a small delay in getting it to you, but still good. Okay, let's come out of that. Okay, so there's different things you can actually get the alarm to work on. So motion, PIR and audio as well. Not sure about this one, alarm input armed. But quite a few sort of comprehensive options there. Mail settings, so you can get it to actually send an email if there's an alarm. SD settings, so that's the SD card I've got in there. I'll just format it. Okay. AP setting, DDNS setting, alias time setting, voice language, and reboot device if you wanted to remotely. Okay, so pretty good. Let's jump onto the actual camera itself, see what options we have on that. So there you go, you've got an actual speaker there, so you can hear the noise coming out of it. So if I, there you go. So microphone and speaker built in, very loud and clear, so very useful. You can also take pictures directly on there. You can set off a recording. So these things will be saved locally if you initiate it like this. So if you saw someone at your door or in your garden area, you could just hit record. Let's let that have a few seconds. Yep, that's done. Resolution as well. On high definition now. Picture quality wise, looks very good. Let me adjust standard definition and fluency, last one. Again, I put my hand in front of it, so I've got the alarm going off. Go back to there. Let's put it back to high definition. Okay, presets, brightness, increase the brightness. Okay, contrast it seems here, change that as well, and then you've got a reset if you messed it up. So you've got infrared lamp set, so you can open for a moment, and then you could open and then close, I guess. Okay, and flip images if you wanted to. So I guess depending on how you position this, if it's upside down or something, you could have it like that. So there you go, that's all the options there. Okay, also you've got messages on here, so this is quite good. You can see the actual alerts that have come through and what's been recorded. Okay, so if we go back to the initial screen and we click messages, there's our camera. Click on there, you can actually see the notifications that have come through. So you can see either pictures that have been taken or even recordings that have been taken. So let's try a recording out, see what the quality of that is. There you go, very clear. And that's all been recorded locally. And this is a picture that's been taken as part of an alarm. So yeah, it works really well. Really impressed, very useful. Okay, so let me wave my hand in front of the camera for a moment. And let's see the notification coming through, so that's there. So you can hit the red button if you don't want to actually see the video, or you can just slide it across. It says view the video live. So in this instance, I'll do that as I've already shown. Okay, so the next thing to show is if it works using your data connection without having to mess around with any ports on your router. So let me turn off my Wi-Fi just there. My data's on at the moment. If I go back, data's connecting just there. Camera's showing as disconnected. It's connecting now. Give it a moment. And online now. So if I go on, there you go. Just to show, I may get an alert coming through. Yet there's a motion there, so there's an alert. I can just say no to that. Let's go back. There you go, works really well. Okay, so to connect the device to Wi-Fi, pretty simple. Let's go to the gear option here, click Wi-Fi settings, Wi-Fi manager, pick your Wi-Fi, and then just type in your password. So I'll do that off camera. Okay, it's done. Let's click done on that. Wi-Fi settings, success, and it's just saying it's going to reboot the system. So we'll let it restart, and let me disconnect the Ethernet. So if I go back, and it's showing as being in disconnect. So let's give it a moment. Heard a slight click from the actual security camera, so I guess it must be initializing now. Online, there you go. Simple, very simple indeed. That's it. That's all I've got plugged in, just the power now. So ideal, so it can just be positioned outside without any hassle. So always good to have an Ethernet connection in case there's any sort of Wi-Fi issues you encounter at home. But if that's not possible, then obviously you can use your Wi-Fi, and that's the whole point of this, to make it very easily adaptable in your home. Okay, so I'm in my utility room at the moment, completely dark in here. Just moved slightly in here and the PIR side of the alarm's gone off. Let me slide that across. I've jumped onto the actual camera now. So by default, a lot of the time the actual light turns on. It hasn't at the moment, but I can even initiate it from here. So if I hit open, and there you go. It's turned on and extremely bright. It's really good. And if I wanted, I can even turn it off. It's a great bit of functionality here, just be able to control the light. By default, if you leave it and there is any motion, the PIR will set the lights to come on. Okay, so you've seen the unboxing of this security camera, you've seen the build quality of it, you've seen how easy it is to install, you know, with this bracket you get, and the actual app. Configuring that is pretty simple, easy to set up using Wi-Fi as well. Comes with all the bits and pieces you need, even an Ethernet cable if you wanted to go via that option. So one of the things to note, so the actual ceiling cover, if I show you that, it sits straight onto that like that, and obviously that cover goes on like so. But just to make you aware, to actually get this cover onto the Ethernet, you'd have to cut this and then feed the wire through and then crimp on another RJ45 connector. So just making you aware of that. But generally a really nice product, really cool, innovative sort of idea here. It's nice, it's got even a speaker and a microphone on there so you can hear what's going on outside. The fact it has an SD card holder on there and you don't need to have it recording on a separate device is great as well. And you can view the recordings and any sort of footage on your smartphone if you wanted, which is excellent. So there you go. Hope it's helped anyone thinking of purchasing this. Thanks for viewing, and don't forget to like and subscribe.